welcome YouTube viewers and only YouTube viewers for this special Vintage League. Eternal Weekend has just wrapped up. All three events are over. I'm resting, and so I'm also working. How does that work out? It's my rest day. It's my day off. I'm gonna work. Well, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna take a break for a week or so. Go on a vacation, not stream, not do anything crazy. So I didn't want to leave you with no content during that time. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna record a couple leagues with some decks that I found to be interesting from Eternal Weekend. I've got at least two sweet brews that I pulled out of the published lists, and then maybe I'll even do one with one of the winning lists. I'm not sure. I haven't figured out how many I'm gonna do yet. But Eternal Weekend was all in all a pretty great success for Magic Online and for Vintage. We had around between 200 and 366 players between each the events. Over the course of the three events, we had 830 players or so. All that data is actually up and available on my Twitter. You can go check it out. Actually, let's go check it out together. Fun. Let's go check out Eternal Weekend data. Boom, 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 boom. Here it is. Looks good. This looks good. Yeah. So this is the data from Eternal Weekend. 829 players. Your top performing decks: Dredge, Doomsday, and Underworld Breach. Dredge. I thought Dredge had peaked a week early. Dredge had a really nice couple challenges beforehand, but it doesn't seem like the decks adapted very well to Dredge. From what I can tell, the Blue Tinker and Breach decks just like kept getting greedier and greedier, and everyone seemed to just skimp a little on Graveyard Hate. And Dredge is a powerful enough deck that if you skip even a little bit, you're gonna get run over. So this was a really big weekend for Urza Saga Breach Shells and Dredge decks. Basically, I think those are the two outstanding decks from the weekend. The big reason that the Breach is coming back in full swing is because people have adapted and implemented non-graveyard win conditions. What are those win conditions? So they're using Urza Saga, they're using Ragavan, and they're using Lelia. All of these are non-pyroblastable, non-graveyard oriented win conditions to go along with their Breach. So this Breach is a little bit of a misleading number because it's two decks in one. There is Tinker decks that have a Breach Brain Freeze kill, and there are Breach decks that have like two or three breaches. They're both in here. I didn't separate them. It's just too hard data wise. But together they still put up extremely high numbers. So it is a little rough to try to figure out how good is the Breach part of this. Is it mostly because there's a Breach tacked on to an already strong Tinker Shell? The rest of the Tinker Shells didn't have like the greatest weekend. Acast did fine, obviously, but like PO had a pretty poor weekend. Other Tinker Shells had a pretty poor weekend. So it doesn't really make a ton of sense that the Breach Tinker Shells would have a much better weekend than like just the regular Grixis Tinker Shells. Maybe something to dive into at another time. But Dredge obviously had a great weekend. There's some other outliers down here in like some of the lower play numbers. Doomsday. Aggro Shops had a really cool weekend. Honestly, like that was a deck that came out of nowhere and had some pretty good performances. Both of these were low play numbers, but high win percentages. So, yeah, you can look at some of like the actual data here. Like only 19 Aggro Shops players over 3 events is an extremely low number, but the ones who did play it did very well. Same with Doomsday, only 27 over 3 events, but still high win percentages. So. I thought it was a pretty cool weekend. For the stream itself, it was a really good weekend. We averaged around 300 live viewers over the course of the weekend. And at one point, we're maxed out at 643 viewers on the third and final day. Unfortunately, that 643 viewers coincided with Magic the Gathering Online crashing for everyone. The servers were briefly down in the middle of Eternal Weekend number 3, round 3. Which led to me actually losing that round, just like due to time. So that was a pretty big blight. What's the right word? Darkness. I can't figure out the right word. damper on what all together was a great weekend. But my chat was great, and they pulled me back in, and we played the rest of that tournament out and finished like pretty well. So not unhappy, all things considered. So that was a little bit of a recap. What do you have in front of you? I have a spicy meatball in front of you. Some older listeners might recognize the word Zias. Zias is a bizarre deck builder. Yes, both terms of bizarre. Bazaar of Baghdad brewer, famous for used to be a Zias bond list. It was a fast bond Bazaar of Baghdad deck that used like Bazaar of Baghdad and Mishra's Workshop. Played like a prison control deck that was like pretty big at one of the Eternal weekends in the past, one of the paper Eternal weekends. And Zias came into this tournament with a new handle so that people wouldn't know it was him, and pulled out this Hogaak variant. I'm going to call it a Hogaak variant because one, it plays Hogaak, and two, it is playing lands. I think the thing that separates, like Hollow Vine from Hogaak vines is the fact that Hogaak plays lands, and the Hollow Vine deck just plays like the squeeze, but no lands. So this is looks like a more aggro, not aggro, but more creature oriented version of Gak, using the Modern Horizons 2 card. Asmo yep, nope, not happening. Asmo, everyone's favorite Asmo. So it might actually be pretty good in a league metagame that features a lot of creatures, which is kind of how we've been trending recently. Also has a sweet Future Imp as an additional way to like play a non-bizarre hand out, which is always pretty cool. I'm noticing 4 Street Wraiths, which is interesting. And then there's a Mox Emerald in the sideboard, which I'm not exactly sure how to explain that. I guess we'll try to figure that one out as we go along. Maybe versus shops for more mana? I don't know. Not sure. Deathmark for Sphinx, it looks like. And then for the most part, it is pretty much a Gak shell. But you're not playing like the Stitcher Supplier, where instead we're doing some Putrid Imp. We're more focused on Vengevine here than anything with our 8 Wallas. Got to use our sweet God account for the last day we can to get our nice old bordered Root Wallas here. So that was a hella long intro. But I wanted to just briefly touch in on Eternal Weekend and how the stream went and how the whole thing went. And I think overall, you could say it was a success with some slight blips along the way with Magic Online crashing and my physical body crashing after 15 hours of streaming. So, a little here, a little there. Let's go jump into a league with this deck. All right, we're here for round 1 of this Vintage League up against Ferrix. That's a humans player, so maybe we can see Asmo Ren. God, it's not happening. It's just not happening. Maybe we can see Asmo shining here. This hand is interesting. So I can always play Asmo, and then I can start disc. Wow, that's kind of cool because Street Wraith. Dope. This is discarding. Okay, and I can always hit Bazaar off of this. All right, this is sweet. Keep. Be good against humans. I guess that's why there's a Street Wraith. We figured it out. I was like thinking about it while we were doing the deck tech, and I was like, why is there a Street Wraith? For what purpose? We found it. It's for our girl, Asmo. Ferrix is debating a mulligan to 6. All right, so I'm going to start with Once Upon a Time and try to find a Bazaar. Didn't find a Bazaar. Ugh. Think I'm going to just take a Strip Mine, I guess. Still have Cycle Street Wraith. At least if we get Wastelanded on our Badlands now, we can still play our Underworld Cookbook off of our Strip Mine and start doing Vine stuff, which is nice. Would have loved to find something better there, but yeah, let's play an Asmo. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. I've resolved maybe 1 or 2 Asmos in my life when I was trying to make a for fun vintage video with Oval Chase Daredevil and Riddlesmith. We're gonna have to read this. So I'm gonna get an Underworld cookbook, which is dope. And if I ever have 2 foods, I can sack them to have creatures deal 6 damage to themselves. The cookbook is probably the more important thing here, as it is a discard outlet that makes food. So we can like pitch the Vengevine, get a food. We can pitch the Root Walla, put it into play. Maybe play this Root Walla. So like theoretically, next turn, can we get a Vengevine back? No. No, we can't. The turn after, though, maybe. Discard a card, get a food. It also has like if you have 1,000,000 mana, return a creature from graveyard to hand. So yeah, it's an interesting one. So let's think. If we think about our next turn, it might be something like, well, it depends on what their land is, what their play is, but we could always like play an Underworld Cookbook, discard a Root Wall, like discard a Vengevine. We probably would hold the Root Walls at that point. Karakas, do you have a follow-up mana source? No. All right, well then we're probably strip mining you. They do know that we're going to strip mine them because we revealed strip mine from Once Upon a Time, but I think this is fine because it's yes, of course. Does that change things? I think we still want to strip mine, but I could just like cast this Vengevine. Let's just start by strip mining. Oh, this is a legendary. Right. Okay. In that case, this works out really well for us, right? Because what we can do is this gets returned to our hand, and then we play Hookbook, discard Vengevine, and then we go Lotus on red, cast Asmo, cast Root Walla, return Vengevine? This deck's fun. Underworld Cookbook. This deck's kind of cool. I'm excited. This could be a fun league. I guess until we play against Doomsday, right? Red, Asmo. I don't think I have another cookbook, right? No, I don't have another cookbook. Red for a Root Walla, return Vengevine. They don't have any mana. We've got this. This is looking sweet. Like next turn, we could pitch a Root Walla, cast it, and then we can always kill the first creature that they play with Asmo. This is... Woo! Woo! I mean, our opponent is on humans, so I guess like not the strongest deck by any means. But a Bazaar. So what is in my deck? There's no Bloodghast, right? There's Gax though. So I kind of want to have a card to pitch to Underworld. Maybe it's not a big deal. I mean, we'll always have a card. It'll probably be this Mental Misstep though. Because I want to make sure I can get 2 food so I can kill their first creature. Okay, we found a Vine. Is there any way for us to cast another spell this turn? No. So maybe I'll hold on to Root Walla and try to use it on the next turn. Like maybe we discard it in upkeep so we can activate Bazaar in upkeep. Not sure. Not sure if that pattern makes a lot of sense. Oh my god, this thing pumps for 1 red? Oh, it's broken. They're dead. They're just Dobbs. Like, they're going to play a creature. I'm going to discard a Root Walla, cast it, and then have the creature kill itself, and they just can't even, like, live. This thing pumps for 1 red. I'm not even sure I knew that it pumped for a single red. No, that's not true. We played a Montolio Hollowvine League where we had a basic mountain to fetch. I believe we pumped in that league. That's kind of dope. I'm pretty excited now. Sure, you played a flash creature now. I mean, that's something you can do. Wow. So cool. You can play this for 1 mana. Or pop my root walla. Wow, okay, that was dope. Um, we are playing we probably want death marks. We're just playing against white and green creatures. I don't know if we want any of this stuff. I don't feel like we need a chalice at all. That doesn't seem good. Or misstep doesn't seem well. I don't remember which version. Ferrex plays like his own human thing. So I feel like they were a swords gamer. If I remember correctly, they are not a swords gamer. Okay. They are a noble hierarch, mother of runes, champion of the parish gamer, though. I don't think that matters. Just bring in some death marks. And do we care about vigors very much? They're a leyline gamer. I think they're a main deck leyline gamer. Yeah, 2 main deck ley lines. Okay, we'll just leave all the vigors in. Okay, we'll just leave it like this. This seems fine. It's kind of weird recording with no chat. Chat, where are you? I didn't really want to stream. I streamed enough this weekend. Streamed for like 22 hours almost in 3 days ish. So I was ready to not stream today, but I decided I wanted to record some stuff, so I had some videos to put up this week in addition to the Eternal Weekend ones. Actually, like get us till next week. Keep. I have a bazaar. I have an answer for Leyline, which they have. So I don't know what this sequencing looks like here, but I'm probably just going to. Oh wow, we're gonna get Thalia too. At least I get to hit 2 things, which is fun. Thalia will stop me from pedaling, which is annoying. I wonder at this point, is it better to have Vengevine or is it better to have Yak? Probably still Vine. Well, yeah, it's probably still Vine. So this pedal is turned off, which is unfortunate. I wonder. Oh, wow, that's a good draw, though. I wonder if we're just supposed to start by cycling. I'm not really sure the play patterns of Street Wraith, to be honest. Okay. Well, this is really good. I don't really know how my opponent beats this. Fine. Pedal. Root Walla. Hollow one. So forgive me, Zias, if I don't understand how to use Street Wraith correctly. Hopefully we'll figure it out by the end of this video. I get the Asmo synergy, so I'm not sure if I was like supposed to hold it until I found mana for my Asmo. But it kind of seems unnecessary because I have an active Bazaar, so I don't really need to. Okay, Ghost Quarter. I don't know if there's a basic in my list. Let's find out together. There is not. See, I think I would rather have a sideboard basic than a sideboard Mox Emerald. Esper Sentinel. Interesting. Guess that is a human. Okay. I have another vine. Um, so if I found a mana source, I could play an Asmo, but that's only one creature, so kind of think I'm just supposed to hold this and attack. Maybe that's dumb? I don't know. Well, if I hold it, that means even if there's I don't know. Hmm. Okay. Well, the Asmo has been silenced by this Caracas, but they still have to beat these 4/4s and 4/3s. I do have another Vine waiting. Pretty unlikely that the Vine will get stopped unless my opponent finds... Well, they have Containment Priest. They might have a General Kudrow. They have some answers besides Leyline. If they're going to hold this up, I kind of imagine that they do have a Containment Priest, which is, I guess, a good reason to get an Asmo going, but it's going to be really hard for us to get food is the issue. Another Vine. Okay. Hmm. I wonder what I'm supposed to do with this hand. This kind of makes me want... I wish I had Street Wraith first. Maybe I was supposed to Street Wraith first? Maybe I'm just supposed to hold Root Walla and just pitch these three, strip mine them. Am I supposed to strip mine the Caracas or the Cavern of Souls? The Caracas, I guess. Kind of, that feels like a weird one. I'm not sure that was correct. I should look and see how many lands I really have, like how likely I am to actually cast Asmo. Okay, so it looks like they have Containment Priest here. So maybe like, oh no, they have a Cathar Commando, which will actually kill this hollow one, kind of interestingly. Still just attacking in. That's my plan. They only have one card left in hand. Yeah, I just need to find like a hollow one or another Root Walla, I guess. Yeah, I definitely think I may have made a mistake in not Street Wraithing before activating Bazaar there. But that's the kind of thing you learn as you go for this kind of deck. A lot of Bazaar decks have abnormal or very bizarre specific lines that you need to learn. And this one seems to be no exception. If I were my opponent, what would I block? I would block... Unfortunately, they don't have enough mana to use this. Or else I would say it's a very easy block and shoot. They're at 8, so they have to block at least one. Maybe just a chump with an Esper Sentinel, go to 4, and then they can do block and shoot next turn. Okay, trade off on that seems reasonable as well. This does allow the Blazing Root Walla to get in, because this thing doesn't block. Oh, I guess you can still do the block and shoot with the blocking the Root Walla and shooting the hollow one. All right, they did find another land, so they can play another 2-drop if they have one. Don't know what 2-drop would be better than using Cathar Commando. I can't imagine there would be one besides Containment Priest. I mean, I will try for the Lethal Ventrines, for sure. Any Root Walla or Hollow one. Okay. See if they have a Containment Priest. Even if they have a Containment Priest, I still get 2 Root Wallas. Like, that will probably win the game by itself. But, I mean, also, how about 3 Vengines, you know? Seems reasonable. Alright. Asmo-Gaak, notably good against white duders. Which, I mean, that would be what I would have guessed if you had to put me on the spot in the blind. That was cool though. We had some really cool interactions. I think game 1 was like super interesting with the way like Rackis bounced Asmo into Lotus, cast Asmo off of Street Wraith and everything. It was pretty cool. Ow. Hollow 1 down. Cool, I'll take 9. Dun, 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 dun. All right, cool. That's a W. First match up, 1 W down. Another one. Would you look at that? We found an Eternal Weekend top 8 competitor. Cyrus CG. All right, let's battle. That's going to be a no-go for me. No-go here as well. No-go here. Oh, my opponent's probably on Dredge, so maybe I should have been keeping that hand with a Wasteland. Cyrus did top 8 with Dredge this weekend, so maybe that was greedy, not just. I mean, the problem is just keeping a Wasteland against Dredge is not enough. I kind of need to have some extras to plan. We're doing some reminiscing in chat right now. My opponent, Cyrus, is mulligan to 5. I'm mulliganing to 4. If I had, they kept their 4. No, they kept their 5. Should I mulligan to 3? This is just so medium, but I do have a Wasteland. But I'm on the draw. I guess I can lead this game by going Wasteland Underworld Cookbook and get rid of like Mental Misstep, Hollow 1, and a Root Walla, and maybe play with a Street Wraith. I don't know. It seems like a bold play, but I guess it's better for us to keep a Blazing Root Walla because we can actually pump it pretty easily. Hmm. Not the strongest hand, but I do think my opponent is likely to be on Dredge, so I feel like it's pretty reasonable. Well, now if I draw a Hollow 1, I could actually cast it. I had discard, and then I could have like discarded and played a Hollow 1, or just like tapped and played a Hollow 1. Kind of funny how that works. I didn't have enough to do it with the original hand, but second Street Wraith draw would have done it. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I got my Underworld Cookbook Force of Will pitching prize amalgam, so kind of hoping my opponent doesn't have a Wasteland of their own and just has a Bazaar. They do just have a Bazaar. Guess they could have Noxious Revival as well, but not much we can do about that. We're gonna make them use the Bazaar first, and then we can figure out, or it gives them less information to work with when we start casting our Lizard Wizards here. All right, so they do have 2 Dredgers, a large number of Dredgers. I don't like my chances here. They would have to brick pretty hard. They still have 2 dredgers. Oh, they have second bazaar. Okay. All right, we go next. Go next. Yeah, I mean, that's the power of London for sure. Your 5-card hands can be pretty good. Bizarre Mirror. What do we got for Bizarre Mirror? Leyline of the Voids. Endurance. Surgical. I don't know if this is an Emerald matchup. Probably is a misstep matchup because of Noxious. I don't know. It depends on how many missteps they have. Don't know how I'm going to fit all these cards in my deck, to be perfectly honest with you. Maybe we don't care. I feel like Asmo is not that bad, though, because Asmo can kill a hollow one. I feel like this is an Emerald matchup. I just don't understand how we're going to board enough cards in. Like, what are we taking out? Can we just take out a bunch of Once Upon a Times? I don't know if that's reasonable or not. We can't take out Vigors because opponent's going to Leyline. Maybe we don't care. But it hits Leyline and Hollow ones, so I think it's probably reasonable. Maybe we just trim 2 Asmo, trim a Putrid, trim a Street Ray. What are the words that are coming out of my mouth? Trim 2 Asmo, I don't know. Hopefully Zias will comment on this video and tell me how I'm supposed to board here, because I don't know what you're supposed to take out. All your cards are technically engine cards, right? Maybe you're supposed to board out Vengevines, and you're not even supposed to give a shit about the graveyard, and you're just supposed to do, like, Asmo things. That could be true. Because, like, opponent's best thing against us is Leyline, so maybe we're supposed to just, like, trim on the Vengevine plan. I don't know. The good news is we're pretty good against Wasteland, and I don't know. I feel like we should be pretty reasonable. Like, I've always liked the Hogaak side of the Dredge matchup. Okay, so I mean, I have a lot of gas here. I guess we're going to get rid of Futured Imp, Land Emerald, and we're just going to play an Asmo. God, that looks bad, but that gives us at least Endurance and Surgical. Is that a thing we should be doing with our lives? We could always keep the Verdant, get rid of the Petal, and go for Asmo on the next turn. No other green card is annoying, because I just don't have a lot of play. Like, I can't actually play my cookbook, but at least this replaces itself. That's the nice thing about cookbook, is it replaces itself. I wonder how tested one cookbook is. Is 1 the right number of cookbooks? Do we want 2 cookbooks? 1 is probably the right number if I had to guess, but I am unsure. Sure. All right, so we did get an Asmo, and we get a cookbook, and it's our opponent's go. We have 2 slowdowns for or speed bumps. Okay, we're actually getting our Bazaar wasted. That's fine. We kind of used it for what it was good for. We do want to hit a land drop so we can play a cookbook. Found a Rootwalla. I think this is still fine. I have a creature in play. I guess my creature does lose to Hollow One, so that's not fine. We do have 2 of our, like, weaker anti-Bazaar effects. Like, if we had a Wasteland, we could maybe Surgical all the Bazaars. Second Wasteland, Stinkweed Imp, Prized Amalgam. I think I'm not gonna bite any, not gonna bite on that. I'm gonna wait for a bigger fish. A Gak is not a bad draw if I can figure out a way to get a Rootwalla in play. Couple ways to get a Rootwalla in play from here. We can get a Bazaar, we can get a land and use Cookbook, and we can discard to hand size. I don't think we'll end up discarding to hand size because, well, we're gonna probably have to use our Endurance before then. So this one is gonna bring back a Narcomoeba and an Amalgam, and there's, yeah, I'm gonna definitely Endurance here. That should slow my opponent down for a little bit. They have no dredgers left. They have a second Bazaar. Okay. I was going to say it was going to slow my opponent down for a little bit, but it doesn't seem like that is the case. That is like a terrible draw. Just the worst draw. I mean, we are attacking. This is 3 power for 1 mana. That's some Delver shit right there. Might have to surgical a dredger here, though that only a dredge 3. Natural dredge. No more dredgers. Hopefully another surgical can buy us enough time. I don't really feel like it will, but only 1 dredger. We did put a lot of dredgers on the bottom. Okay, 2 amalgams and no okay. They still have nothing, and they still only have 1 dredge 3. They do have a strip mine. Again, I really just want to see something that gets a root wall in play. I drew another ley line at the void. Well, I really wanted a Hogaak. I feel like this game would be very winnable with a Hogaak in play, but it doesn't feel like we're gonna get that. So just gonna have to hope that surgical can take us as far as it needs to be. Okay, they hit a grave troll this time. I think I'm gonna respond by surgicaling this grave troll. It's a really low value hit, but it might slow my opponent. I wonder how I feel about that. I feel like it's not gonna slow my opponent down enough. This could be wrong. Vigor, Shambling Shell. I mean, interesting. So they're going to naturally draw 2 and discard 3. And then they'll get to dredge off of the second Bazaar. I just felt like giving them a Golgari Grave Troll would be bad with 2 Bazaars. Felt like that would have not gone well for me. I really think if at any point we hit like a land would just do it. Okay, so they didn't hit another dredger, but they did hit a hollow one, which blocks. They just have a shambling shell. I just want to find a land. Okay, dope, sweet. So now I can go land. I guess a bayou. So I could maybe pump my root walla. But I mean, it's gonna die anyways. What do I care? Oh, I was probably supposed to go cookbook into root walla into Gaak. Oops. Okay, I did put a Gaak in play. Yeah, I probably was supposed to go cookbook into root walla into Gaak. That way I had almost enough to kill the hollow one. I would have enough to kill the hollow one because the next turn I would be able to pitch a ley line because now they can strip mine my bayou. Yeah, this was a really bad misplay. I just forgot about the cookbook interaction. Doesn't look like it's going to matter too much here. Because my opponent still is going to dredge out. I just have no more pieces of interaction for it. So they're going to bring back 3 amalgams. Yeah. I definitely needed this cookbook play. It was a pretty bad mistake on my part. So Star. What does this give me? Probably lets me replay a Gack or something. They have no bridges. Like, I assume they don't go to 1 off this Gaak. I assume they chump with Hollow One, so I don't really care about a Vigor. This is an interesting game. I think I'm losing this game because of the Underworld Cookbook misplay. Because I feel like we might have been able to do something relevant if we had... Because they're at 1 now. I guess they're playing no Creeping Chills in this build, which is interesting. Huh. Weird. Very interesting. I think we would just, like, be so dead to Creeping Chills, but... Maybe you board out Creeping Chills in this matchup anyways because of the amount of ley lines. It's possible. Yeah, this Underworld Cookbook misplay is really killing me because I would be able to kill 1 free creature here. No bridges is really lucky for me as well. Definitely not blocking an Icarid. Yeah, so this is gonna... Yeah, man, the Underworld Cookbook misplay is just gonna kill me. I don't think I would win even... Like, I don't think it would let me win, but it would definitely help. Because my opponent could always quadruple block and just nullify the Asmo. So it probably doesn't matter. Though this 4 damage is unfortunate, right? They're at 7. I don't think I can live long enough, though. Well, let's see. This attack is triple block here. 1, 2, 3 blocks here. Oh, I mean, they know about my cookbook, so they get to get rid of my cookbook, yeah. I think I should just keep this. They had the full blocks prepared, so I feel like I should just get rid of the amalgams and then replay my Gaak. But maybe I die to Icarage on this swing back here. Possible. They don't get back their amalgams right away, though. They get them back after Icarids come back. Oh, I guess unless they hit another Narcomoeba off of this and I die. Maybe the Vigor changes the math. They're at 3 cards, though. They didn't find an Narcomoeba. And they only have 1 Icarid in their deck. Or they only have 1 Icarid. Or maybe there's 3 Icarids in the bottom 2. I don't know. They need to keep back Hollow One to survive Gaak, it looks like. I think I win because of this Force of Vigor. What the heck? What a game. Do I win because of Force of Vigor? They have no Dredge 2. Okay. This attack is winning. Wow. Wow, my misplay didn't come to bite me there. That's crazy. I wonder if there's something interesting about the way that Cyrus configured this post board, or was Cyrus just really unlucky to have only one Icarid in the top 58? I'm not sure. I think the logic usually is against Dredge, like in the Bizarre Mirror, you want to board out some of the more graveyard oriented things because of how much graveyard hate is happening. So like boarding out Icarids makes some sense. I don't know about boarding out bridges. I don't know. I'm not a really in-depth Bizarre player, so I couldn't tell you. Um, I definitely know that the cookbook play was a fuck up on my part. But we're still doing okay. I think this matchup should be pretty reasonable. I don't know about this board plan. Like I said, it might be that we're supposed to like get rid of some of this like Vengevine plan, but it feels like our whole deck is based on the Vengevine plan, so I don't know. The Asmo should have been really good there. Maybe I should keep in more Asmos. I don't know the answer. I think we're gonna jam and regret later. This one, I mean, it has a Bazaar and it has a ley line, so looks like a keep in my book. Cyrus is on 6 and kept on 6 with a ley line. Ley lines. Everybody ley lines. We can hard cast a Vengevine though, so that's dope. We could hard cast a hollow one if we wanted to. Another ley line. Maybe we'll hard cast a ley line later. Root. I guess we could hard cast this Vigor as well. Hard cast Vigor. An interesting play. I can get griefed. Maybe I just go land, root wall, or yeah, maybe I go leyline, root wall, land, and then I'll play out my two petal stuffs. Think. I don't know how I feel about this play. I mean, what if they vigor me here? I think it's fine, right? I wonder if this is even a good use of Black Lotus. Okay, now I think it's a good use of Black Lotus. Wow, I got Force as the last two cards. Wow, okay, that's really good for them. Force was the last two cards in Cyrus's hand. Should we just make them beyond Bizarre Life? Okay, top deck mode, I guess. I don't think I'm going to activate this Bizarre here. I think it's better for me to get one more card first. Surgical, I can surgical nothing because there's ley lines. Okay, this works out for me. I guess I pitched this. And then I get to get a Bayou and cast an Asmo and get a cookbook. Wow, crazy. Do I pitch the cookbook to get a hollow one? I feel like that would be wrong. Maybe next turn. Oh, they draw green card Vigor? Holy shit, they drew green card Vigor. Okay. Yeah. I won't be able to use that Asmo. They still have to draw like a Bazaar. Wow. That was an interesting set of games. Very interesting set of games. GG's to Cyrus. And of course, congrats to Cyrus on his Eternal Weekend top 8. Knowing that Cyrus hasn't been playing too much Vintage recently, just picks up Dredge in top 8s is pretty dope. Okay, here we go. Round 3. I've got a matchup versus Mario. Long-time stream watcher and supporter. Be a good one. This hand obviously just is missing key components. So we're gonna mulligan it. So I do love a mental misstep, chalice, force of vigor hand. If I knew my opponent was on PO, I wonder if I would just keep this hand. This hand looks more reasonable. Oh, Putrid Imp discards cards for Asmo too. Okay, this Asmo is looking better every time I see it. I'm down. This hand looks reasonable, right? Just like find some kind of action off of Once Upon a Time and then... And then get killed by Tinker, I assume. I think this is a keeper, so we're gonna definitely keep this. Mario deep in the tank. Eternal Week. This video, yeah, okay, that maps up pretty well. They have kept their 6-card hand. We're gonna get rid of one of our redundant Once Upon a Times, and then achieve F6 Nirvana here. Ooh, a Black Lotus. And what? And Time Walk. And what? And Emerald. And what? Strip Mine. Interesting. Maybe the winning 4-color Tinker list. Kind of a bold keep, I would think. I see. I see the conundrum now. We have a lot of tools to help play through this. Let's see what our Once Upon a Time finds us. Root Walla, Street Wraith land. So I guess we'll just take another green Root Walla. It probably doesn't matter. And we'll go cast And then we'll get black. And we'll go... Oh, sorry. Yeah, we're going to get black. And we're going to go Putrid Imp. I guess if this gets countered, it's real bad for me. I didn't really think about that. Did I really have any recourse to play around it? I don't think so. I will now discard a Root Walla and trigger Madness. Cast my Root Walla. Cast my Asmo. Get my Cookbook. Cast my Root Walla. I don't like how this stacks these things right on top of each other. And then I'm still one card short in the graveyard, so I guess what I can do is I can go Cookbook, discard my Bayou, and then cast my Hogaak? Wait, this deck is fire. This deck is so sick. What? What? That's so cool. Okay, so we don't know what our opponent's deck is. Our opponent showed us Emerald, Wasteland, Strip Mine, Time Walk, Lotus. What does that mean? It means it's a 5-color Moxen deck. No, I guess it could be Bug. I think Chalice goes away and maybe we just bring in a Collector. I mean, if they're Bug, we don't want a Collector Roof. But we can't really bring in a Deathmark. They could easily be like Blue-Red Tempo. I guess unlikely because they have an Emerald. Strip Mine and Wasteland make it unlikely to be 4-color Tinker. Let's just bring in an Endurance, and that'll be fine. Okay, I mean, this hand's got cards. I guess I kept in 4 Vigor, but I don't know what kind of hate they're going to bring in, so... Okay, so maybe it is just Bug. It looks like it might just be Bug, then. In which case, our board plan is probably fine, but the Vigors might be not great. So now is another question of, like, what are we doing with our Street Wraiths? I feel like we're definitely cycling them, but are we just cycling them beforehand so we have more information? Probably. Wow, guess I'm glad we cycled them beforehand, because now I have a Once Upon a Time to cast. Look for like a Vengevine or a Hollow One. Very, very good for us here. We also get to just cast this Asmo off of Jet. Found a Vengevine, Hollow One, and a Hogaak. Okay, so which one do we keep? Probably keep Vengevine, right? Get to bring it in off of double Root Walla. Should I be playing around a Tabernacle? I guess it's possible I should be playing around Tabernacle, but I do have a Jet. I wonder. Like, it's not that bad if I get Tabernacled right. I pay for, like, Asmo or Vengevine. This deck is sweet. Oh, holy sheesh. It's a deck, I guess. Haven't had to play against any combo, which I assume is a problem, but... Oh, it's blue. It's rug. Okay, maybe it's just a rug deck. Okay. Interesting. I mean, now I can just hold up Wasteland for Tabernacle, and I can't imagine we're in a losing spot. We have a lot of bad cards to pitch still. Interesting. Wonder what my opponent is keeping in their hand if they... Oh, wow. Okay. If they didn't have any interaction for anything. I swear this is normal gaming. I swear this is normal gaming. Oh my lord. What the hell? That one got forced? I mean, yeah, it's reasonable to force it, but it does not matter. Does not matter in the slightest. Wow. Blue, red. Gosh. Sure. Got it, homie. I think the game is over. Oh, maybe lightning bolt. I don't know. It looks good, man. It looks real good. This can be the new bizarre aggro deck. It looks good. Okay, lightning bolt on Asmo. Fair. Fair enough. Still think the only thing that beats me here is a tab, and I have it covered. Cookbook. And a wasteland to cover tab. Maybe it's even better to keep the cookbook in my hand for bizarre. GG's, Mario. We high rolled real hard here, I think. If I had to guess. Wow. This deck is something. All right, still experiencing nice quick queue time. Let's see if we can just keep going. No Bizarre, no Putrid Imp, no Asmo. Mulligan. Technically has stuff, but not enough stuff. The Street Wraiths can just cast Hollow One is kind of gas. If I had like 2 Street Wraiths in this hand, I would probably just keep it, right? Because I could just go like Street Wraith, Wasteland, Hollow One for 1 mana. Kind of gasoline. This deck might just have a really large range of keeps compared to other decks. Like this hand's probably a keep. It's not good, but I'm gonna get rid of this Gaak and this non-fetch of land. My opponent mulled a 5 as well. That's good for the home team. We don't know what they are on, but looking for a Bazaar of Baghdad here, obviously. Found a Bazaar of Baghdad. Cash money. Got double Root Walla, and I can pump my red one next turn, and I get a Wasteland for whatever they're doing. I mean, this deck is fire. This deck is just straight fire. Or maybe I'm high rolling. I'm not really sure. Could be both. Could be. Let's see what opponents got for us. Can you beat the 6 free power into... It's actually not 6. It's actually 8. Quick math. Quick math. 6 plus 2. It's my day off, all right? Inventor's Fair, Black Lotus, Lodestone Golem, Phyrexian Revoker. Okay. This is not a very enticing wasteland target. Named Basking Root Walla, named Blazing Root Walla? Is that the play? It is the play. I like it. Let's activate. Holy shit, I'm so lucky. Who let me play Magic today? What is going on? Oh my lord. I'm high rolling so hard. I'm gonna hold this. I'm gonna play this Wasteland, but I'm not gonna use it because I have to play around the main deck Tabernacle. Moxie, Saga, Fear, Resolves. You got it, homie. Yep. Upkeep, Bazaar. I can't actually cast this unless I pay, so I'm good. So I don't think I lose to a single Saga token, so I'm still just gonna play around Tabernacles. All right, got there. Jar Jar sounds. Okay. So now we need to figure out what our board plan is for Shoops. Do we have a board plan for Shoops? Emerald in? Like, do we bring in Collector Roof? I never really thought Collector Roof was good against like the 4 Null Rod deck. This doesn't destroy creatures. This is, I mean, maybe traps on the draw, but it's like Misstep is bad. I know they have relics, so like, is Misstep really bad? I don't know. Don't really feel like it's that bad. But once upon a time, Misstep for some main deck traps on the draw seems like fine. That could be wrong. Maybe I'll probably board this exact cards back in on the play, or maybe not the Misstep. I'm not sure. This matchup should be pretty bad for us, considering my opponent has like main deck Tabernacle, main deck Relic, Wastelands, 9 Wastelands, but we do have 4 Force of Vigor and the power of luck on our side, apparently. No bueno for this hand. This hand looks very passable. I think we'll just get rid of this Ruby. See what our opponent does here. We have the option to Once Upon a Time or Vigor. I think I'm gonna cycle Street Wraith. No, I need to hold cycle Street Wraith so that, no, this will cost 1 less. It's still gonna cost enough. Yeah, let's cast Once Upon a Time. Another hollow one. Kind of sounds like what I'm looking for, right? Because I discard 3 cards and it costs -1. And then it costs 0. Yeah. Okay. Sure. I can also get it to cost -8 with like Cycle Street Wraith as well. A Wasteland. I wonder if that's even better. Like, no, I'm gonna go Bizarre Hollow Ones. No. Like, it's pretty hard for them to cast a Golos and get a Tabernacle here, so I can get a Wasteland and then like Vigor them on their upkeep on the next turn or something. I'm not sure. I think I just want to put the 8 power in play and make them beat it with their Ancient Tomb Sphere Resistance draw. Ensnaring Bridge. 4 cards in hand. That's a pretty unlucky number of cards in hand if you had to ask me. Wasteland. They have to play another spell to get underneath the bridge. Do they have a spell they can play to get underneath the bridge? I mean, it doesn't, I don't think it matters because I'm just going to Vigor this shit. Okay, they do. They have a spell to get under the bridge. A good try. A good try, opponent. I do appreciate that attempt. I do. Oh my god, we're running so hot. What is going on? Okay, here we go. Our fifth and final round with our Asmo-Hogaak thing. We got Juan. Juan's been diversifying his card pool. Used to be a Giganta Shops player. Now, well, there was another deck, but I can't remember what they're playing. Well, we'll find out together. I'm about to keep my 7-card Bazaar hand, so let's begin. What do we got for us here? So look at that, Scalding Tarn. Not casting Trinisphere off that now, are we? There's something to be said about Once Upon a Timing on their turn, so I don't get negated, but also, like, if they negate me, do I care? Maybe I am supposed to. I listened that back in my head for a second. I was like, yeah, probably should have. More Bazaars and a Street Wraith. And a Wasteland. These are not the cards we wanted to hit. We were kind of looking for, like, Hollow Ones and Vengevines and Rudy Wallas. Like, I don't really think I want another Bazaar, seeing as I probably want to play Asmo next turn. I don't really want another Wasteland, so I guess I take this Street Wraith. See where it gets me. I don't know why. I mean, it just feels like a rebuy, but... Wow, these draws were not as good as my other draws. Am I spoiled? I feel like I may be a little bit spoiled at this point. I guess we could put the Gaak in the yard. Feel like we're gonna have... Man, we're gonna really need to hit something to put this Gaak into play, though. I guess, again, that makes sense to get rid of the land and not the fetch land, so we'll have more cards in our yard. Just the hollow one? After casting Once Upon a Time and Street Wraith, I have a single hollow one? That is just demoralizing. I guess if I get Wastelanded, I still have, like, Putrid Imp into discard on the next turn for Asmo, which is probably fine. I don't have a feel. I feel a feeling our streak is going to be broken here. This hand just wasn't as good as I had hoped it would be. Is it an Ancestral? It's a Brainstorm. Okay. Fair. Icarus flew too close to the sun, and now everything's crashing back down on me. I haven't lost very many games in this league. Just one to the powerful Wizard Cyrus, so... Oh, shit. Give me back my Force of Vigor. Give me back my Force of Vigor! I want my Force of Vigor back! Not good. Not good, fam. Vigors? Any Vigors? Any Vigor gamers? No? I do get a Hogaak, though. Do I play around a counterspell? I guess I could Wasteland them as well. Well, I guess I don't need to play around a counterspell for Asmo because they would counterspell Gaak, right? Well, they just could counter one of them, and then I wouldn't have a mana for Gaak, so... I guess I need to get rid of one Asmo and one Once Upon a Time. It kind of gets rid of the Vigor plan. I don't really have a Vigor plan, actually. Let's be perfectly honest. I guess we could just get rid of this Foothills, and I'm going to go Wasteland. Well, if I want to play two creatures out in case they counter one, then I need to keep the Foothills. I don't know how we going to win. I don't know how we're going to win this one. Guess it depends on what creature they put into play. They have a Mental Misstep. Brutal. Okay, so now we're not wastelanding. We're gonna go Ruby, Asmo, Putrid Imp. Oh, fuck off. Okay, so I guess they're gonna put an Archon in play then. Um, sheesh, that went badly. I definitely didn't play around Mindbreak Trap. That is true. I guess I need to keep 2 Asmos, because now I don't even have that plan. I probably could have sequenced that better. I don't know how much it would have mattered, because I don't think we can beat this Archon. Well, we could have beaten Archon with an Asmo, right? Because Archon is just a 6/6. Wow, Archon is just a 6/6. Yeah, so I probably should have played more conservatively about... why did I do that? I guess it doesn't really matter. I probably should have kept one of my backup Asmos, maybe, for next turn. They top decked an Ancestral Recall. Well, I mean, that's a powerful play. Now you have an Ancient Grudge in your yard. Wow. All right, yeah. I mean, I was high rolling. It was about time for my opponents to high roll. Actually, they didn't hit a land. That's interesting. The problem is I still don't think I can get an Archon into play. Though I guess they don't get another... I don't think it matters. I can't play more creature. Oh, I found an Asmo. The problem is I can't get 2 pieces of food without like losing a bunch of creatures, right? I don't really think I have a way out of this. I'm just gonna... This is... I guess maybe they'll block. If they block, I'm still gonna lose my Asmo to an attack. Okay. I don't think I played that correctly, but I also don't think I had a chance. Oath seems like an issue, especially when I got rid of my Vigor, but I had nothing to say they were on Oath, so it was a little hard to keep my Vigor with that much gas in my hand, but I had a lot of like lands, like I had a Wasteland and a Fetch, right? So maybe I could have kept my Force of Vigor. Yeah, I think it's possible that if I had played that better, I would have won, but I did not. I don't really know if we have... We don't really have cards to bring in here, right? I don't think Surgical Extraction is the way to go. I do think that maybe Chalice is fine, actually, because that's just them accelerating Oath out. Okay, sure. I mean, that Mindbreak Trap was completely brutal, but I'm pretty sure every main deck Mindbreak Trap is always completely brutal for me. Unlucky, really. No, I really do think that maybe we could have sequenced that in a way where we would have won, but I think that would have had to been with, like, keeping Force of Vigor, and I'm not sure, like, what would have convinced me to do so. Just, like, the knowledge that it could go badly. So this, Once Upon a Time, has to hit a Putrid Imp or a... I don't think I'm supposed to keep this hand. I have how many hits? 4 Bazaar, 3 Putrid Imp. I don't know, World Cookbook, I can't hit with a Once Upon a Time. An Asmo I can't cast. Okay, maybe I am supposed to mulligan it then. I needed something already in the hand, I think. Like, if it was an Asmo in the hand, I could keep it because I could also hit Street Wraith. If it was a Street Wraith in the hand, I could keep it because I could also hit Asmo and get an Underworld Cookbook. But right now, I can't get, like, Street Wraith or Asmo off of Once Upon a Time. I have to get Putrid Imp or... I mean, that might still be good enough with, like, a Vigor hand. I feel like we should mulligan, though. I think I just needed one more card that did something. So this hand is like, if I can cast Putrid Imp, it's good. Because I can like Putrid Imp, cycle Street Wraith, discard Root Walla, discard something, play Hollow One. I guess that is like enough hits, right? Assuming my Once Upon a Time resolves, which maybe that's not a good assumption. Like any black land or Bazaar of Baghdad, and I also have Street Wraith to draw into. So here I can go like Verdant, Bayou. Do I want to shuffle first before Street Wraithing? No. So I'm going to take this, cycle Street Wraith. Okay. Wait, isn't this just like gas? Play a putrid imp? Oh my god, they have the mis— oh wait, I have a misstep. Ha ha ha! I was about to say, oh my god, they have the misstep, but I have the misstep as well. So I just put a putrid imp, and then I discard a Vengevine, and then I discard a Root Walla, and I bring back my Vengevine. Wow, that misstep was unreal. I mean, I still have to not get Oath of Druids, right? But I got Ravenous trapped. Okay. My opponent's too strong. And I cast Hollow One, so I don't know. 6 power, go. If they have turn 1 Oath, it's not good enough. If they have turn 2 Oath. Wait, they didn't have an Oath. That's good for the home team. So now an Oath is still going to be good enough. I need to dodge an Oath for 1 more turn. Might have to dodge an Oko as well. I guess I have to dodge a Dak Faden as well. Okay, Oko. What are we going to do? Just make a food? That won't be good enough because I can just kill the Oko. So all it did was gain you 6. I mean, that might still be good enough. Land is like pretty reasonable to pump my Root Walla. I mean, I think that's also probably reasonable, right? Do I activate it though? Probably. Well, I can only hit Root Walla, Root Walla. Maybe that's not good enough. So maybe I do hold it for next turn. I mean, I have to just kill this Oko. There's no shot that I can like let this happen, right? Because I feel like just one-shotting the Oko makes sense. And that's still a 3-turn clock, which is awkward. Yeah, I don't think I'm supposed to play that or activate this Bazaar. Okay, I mean, now I'm definitely going to. I can't even get trapped here. Or I can't even get Rav trapped here because it's a Root Walla. Pretty good. Can't play this Gak though. Won't have any cards. Well, I guess I technically am how many cards away from Gacking? I have 5 creatures in play, so I'm 2 cards away from Gacking. Okay. I can Gak maybe some other time. I don't know. I'm probably attacking with all my creatures, so. No, I'm actually 1 card away from Gacking because this is 6 creatures. Crazy. But I need to attack here and put my opponent dead. Yep. I guess I can't even get Rav Trap next turn because I can just activate Bazaar and only discard 2. Okay, I mean, my opponent didn't have an Oath. They had Misstep Rav Trap. So, we got that one. One more game for all the marbles. A 5-0 could be ours if we are able to successfully defeat the Oath player. Or this Chalice back out and bring, I guess, this Emerald in. Don't really know what else I would bring in. Like, it's not really a Mind Break Trap matchup. Like, I could Surgical. I think Surgical is just not the play. So, man, this like, again, just like one fetch land away, right? Because if I just go land, Street Wraith, Asmo. Oh, I have the cookbook already, so maybe it would be like land, cookbook. Yeah, this is like close, I guess, but I wouldn't mulligan it. We're racing, right? Just do the thing. A little all in, I guess, but it is the race. Moxins? Any Moxins? No. Blue mana gamer. Okay. Ancestral. Ponder. Okay. I accept. Please don't please don't misstep me. I really would like my future dim to resolve. If that could happen, I would be happy boy. They did find a Moxin. I drew a Bizarre anyways. Alright, well now I don't need my future dim to resolve. So. Okay, I'm back to running hot, chat. I was like all in on this Putrid Imp plan, but so I'm just gonna discard Vengevine, Rootwalla, and then they can't even Rab Trap me. So I mean, this seems good. I should have I should have cast Once Upon a Time, but I just didn't. I was too into it. This deck is so cool. I honest to God played this league maybe at 80% skill. Like there were so many things I could have gotten minor edges off of that I just didn't because I was murdering my opponent. But yeah, I mean maybe Zias has done it again. We didn't play against any Tinker, which is I think the biggest knock so far. But against like the non-Tinker decks, this deck does the Vengevine thing very consistently. What a cool creation. Props to Zias. I'm not going to say make any changes to this deck list because I don't think I know enough about it yet. Like, I don't exactly understand the Emerald, so if you could enlighten me on how this Emerald works, that would be pretty dope. I want just confirmation that one cookbook is correct. And then I want to know how to sideboard against Bizarre decks because we had a lot of cards to bring in and I don't know what cards to take out. So those are the questions that this deck, I will leave you with questions instead of answers. And I hope you enjoyed this video. This was a dope one, off stream and everything. If you liked this video, make sure you please sub to the channel. It'll get you notifications if you want them or if you don't want them. And you can find new videos in your subscription list. I use it all the time for the videos that I watch on YouTube. So if you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe. You know the deal. But please, subscribe. And I'm going to see you in the next video.